I'm legally insane, and today, once again, I'm about to take you on a trip downtown to 69 Ave and Bangerville Street. That's where your mother is. But unlike last time, we're not going to see your mother today. I only see your mother on Friday nights, and today happens to be a Saturday night. So I'm taking you downtown for this 1,000 subscribers special. I thought today we could do something special, and I'll give everybody a nice tour of my gaming throne and all of my gaming shelves. And kind of show you a little bit of my collection, show you how my shelves are organized, give you some behind the scenes work on what it's like to be living with nothing but bangers. All these shelves are filled with bangers. How many of you out there can say that you've got an entire house full of bangers? So let's get this tour started. And we're going to start in this room right here. I'll show you these shelves in a little bit more detail. And I want to thank everyone real quick for getting me to 1,000 subscribers. A big reason why I even got here was people sharing my content. A lot of people out there that have enjoyed my content have shared it through word of mouth. They share it with a friend or two. You know, I'm a pretty small channel, so getting to 1,000 subscribers is a pretty big deal. And there's really not many other YouTubers out there that do what I do. And what I do is basically nothing but bangers all day. Retro game and Nintendo Switch bangers. Sometimes with your mother, sometimes without. Doesn't really matter. Either way, I'm playing bangers, and I'm finding bangers, and I'm collecting bangers. And I'm getting games for steal of a deal. Cops are always looking for me. They're out looking for me right now. I'm getting tired of it, to be honest. I have to use a freaking street name, fake street name, anytime I go to purchase a bunch of games off Facebook Marketplace. Because in case the owner finds out later. In fact, I'm going to show you a deal in a couple of freaking minutes here. This was like a year ago. I'll show you what's left of it. I bought a whole bunch of rare Nintendo DS games off some dumb old lady. Some dumb lady. Okay, I don't know. She wasn't that old. She was probably my age. But she was dumb. You know why? Because she had a whole bunch of rare bangers. Hidden gems and bangers. Absolute gems. She had a whole bag of them. She gave them to me in a bag. 2 bags, in fact. I still have the bags because I left them in the bag. And she sold everything for $50. And I sold just one of those games. Just one. For $125 on eBay. And at the time, it was actually a rip-off price. But that's what happens, you know. Sometimes when the game sells out and you happen to be the cheapest one on eBay, you can get a deal. I think it's actually come up in price now, and it's probably worth about that much. But yeah, you know, with somebody like her, if she ever was to find out later on what I had done and that she had sold these games for a steal of a deal and that I should be in jail for theft, well, that's why I got to use a fake name when I go to pick up these games. So let's get this tour started. So this here is the gaming corner. This is not the game throne. This is just my YouTube gaming corner because, you know, I'm running out of places to even put shelves for starters. And this is the one that you'll commonly see in the background of all my videos. So we've got the Super Nintendo wall. And just so you know, all the best games are always put on the top shelves. We got, you know, most of the RPGs together. So there's not really any method to the madness or organization here other than I tried to put most of the RPGs with the other RPGs, and I tried to put most of the best and or expensive games in the upper rows, just because that's the games that you would see when you're standing up. So you want them at eye level, which also makes them easier to pick up and go play. So, you know, we got our Breath of Fires, Mystic Quest, Legend of Zelda, Final Fantasy II, Final Fantasy III, Secret of Mana, SOS, Total Hidden Gem, Holy, I bet you none of you out there even know about this. Such an interesting game. I'll save that for another day. This is not a review video. Sonic Blast Man 2, it just kind of shows Super Nintendo being my favorite console. I'll spend a little bit of extra time on here. Aerobiz Supersonic, I got 2 copies of that. Run Saber. So here's a little gem for you. Shien's Revenge. You can look that one up yourself. Biker Mice from Mars. Super Double Dragon. Wacky Sports Challenge. This is Tiny Toons. 4-player Konami. 4-player Konami. Super Nintendo Tiny Toons. Sports game. Party game. This is a party game. This is Mario Party before Mario Party ever existed. How many of you knew about that one? We could go all day. We could go all day. Captain Commando? All day. All day. How many more do you want? Knights of the Round? How about that? You want some more? How many more you want? How about this? Troddlers. Bet you didn't know about that. Super Bomberman 2. How about this? Looney Tunes B-Ball. Sunsoft. I need a new label, but hey, Looney Tunes B-Ball. Did I mention Sunsoft? Did you pay attention to that? How about this one? How about this? Separation Anxiety. Spider-Man Separation Anxiety. So anyways, down here, I have some Game Boy games, not by choice. It's actually lack of shelf space, and I don't know what to do with them. So many of these you would have seen in previous pickup videos. Some of them are for sale. Actually, I haven't posted yet. Actually, no, none of them are for sale. Donkey Kong Land, I've been thinking of selling, though. I just have not had the heart to actually do it. So, probably I never will. Perfect Dark. So down here is something that you would never see on video. This is the Sega Genesis section. The non-complete in box section. And as you can see, I don't really have any space to organize them any better. They're a little dusty. There's 2 rows here, so that's why they're kind of bending over, see? Rocket Knight Adventures. Double Dragon 3, the arcade game. Here's the Super Nintendo Game Genie. I'm going to put that up there. So, yeah. That's the Sega. This is the Sega corner. And you cannot see this traditionally in my videos. So let's go back up to the top again. Oh, the very top, actually. Up in the corner there, that's Yu-Gi-Oh! Speed Duel. Yu-Gi-Oh! Speed Duel is my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! It's relatively new. It's very inexpensive. It's pre-made decks. You can play it with friends. That's why I like it. It's not competitive. It's just for fun. Up here is Battletoads G Fuel Special Edition. Zitz Juice. That's an Atari Lunchbox. 2 complete CIB Wii U's. They are not for sale. A couple of controllers. You can typically see these in the videos. This is Jay and Silent Ball Sealed Mall Brawl Yellow NES from Limited Run Games. Then we've got the NES section. Now this one is different in that my rare games are not at the top. The best and rare games are not at the top, so there's really no organization at all. And I am missing Ikari Warriors number 2, by the way. So I have number 1 and number 3. And I need number 2 desperately in my collection. Little Nemo Dream Master. Clash at Demon Head. Here's a freaking gem. Oh, I know the price of this went way up. I don't know what it's currently at. I know it's quite high though. What is that, a dent? No, that's a star. That's part of the artwork in the top corner there. So this is Donkey Kong Jr. Math. This is a kid's game, but this can be played two-player. It's two-player head-to-head matches. So adults can play this, and kids. And it's fun as hell. And you basically do math. And you climb vines and answer the math questions, and it's a race to see who answers the most questions the fastest. It's very competitive. It's actually really fun. It's probably worth a freaking fortune now. Ninja Gaiden 2, Bubble Bobble, Crystalis, Chippendale Rescue Rangers. Lots of good gems in here. Russian Attack. So over here, Snow Brothers, Tiny Toons and Trojan. Tiny Toons 1 and 2. Oh, here's a nice little gem. One of the best games on the entire NES. Worm, Journey to the Center of the Earth. Ahead of its time for sure. Star Tropics 1 and 2. So here's what you also cannot see in the videos. This is the N64 section. Unfortunately, there's no labels on the top of the N64 games because they're a bunch of morons when they made these. This one, at least, somebody custom made a label. Castlevania #1. And then, again, since I don't have the shelf space, I've had to start stacking games. This was actually a recent pickup. I don't know if it made it to a video of mine. I'm going to have to move this because I have a special area where I put games that are pending to be in future videos for recent pickups. I don't think I mentioned this one. So I will move that later and put it in another pile. Miss Pac-Man. It's 4-player, has some 4-player modes. It's a good game. Cruisin' USA, Cruisin' World. Cruisin' World, 2 copies. I probably own 3 or 4. South Park, WCW. A lot of classics. This game's very rare and getting very expensive, and it will only continue to get more expensive, by the way. Big Mountain 2000. When I bought this, I actually bought it I didn't know it was going to go way up in price when I bought it. I just bought it because it was really unique and I had never heard of it before. Here's one of the best fighting games ever made. The best version of Duke Nukem. 2-player co-op, split screen campaign. We're not talking death matches. Yeah, you can do death matches. No one cares about Duke Nukem death matches. Hexen 64, one of the best N64 games ever made. 2-player, 3-player, 4-player death matches. No one cares about the death matches, although they're pretty fun. Again, 2-player campaign split screen. What more do you want? Got Toki. Alright, so in case you've never been able to see in detail in the videos, this is Dragon View CIB Action RPG. CIB. Aerobiz Supersonic CIB. The reason I have 2 copies of this is because the owner of this particular version, when I bought this used on eBay, I noticed that it's basically brand new. The previous owner never even opened it. I'm pretty sure he never took the game out. It's so tight and so mint, I never even took the full thing out because I realized that the box had never been opened. It was basically brand new. And so I had to buy another copy. Genghis Khan 2. I've started having to stack up my games because I'm running out of shelf space. So I'll probably have to get rid of another row up here too. River City Ransom, CIB. This is stuff that you wouldn't be able to see in videos. Then we've got the Dreamcast section. Power Stone 2. Dynamite Cop. Sealed, by the way. Spawn. Zombie Revenge, some real classics in there. Then we head down to the PlayStation, although there is some Dreamcast in here. So this is a divider. These are going to be new recent pickups, so don't be looking at those. Those are going to be in future videos. That's why there's a divider there. And here we get down to more PlayStation games. My favorite dance game ever, and the best dance game ever made. This is my OG original. Buster Groove 2. 2-player. Best music. Oh my gosh, the music is so good. But you know what? If you really want to experience this game, you should have surround sound. I played this with surround sound speakers. I had a really good sound system. My brother had a really good sound system. He spent like $1,000 on it in the 90s. You know it was freaking good. Sony? Pretty sure it was Sony. If you have a good sound system, the game will be that much better. If you're playing a music game, it really doesn't even matter what game it is. If it's a music game, if you really want to improve your experience, you're going to need a good sound system. Let me just pull out some games of interest. Metal Gear Solid, Crash Team Racing, Xena, Warrior Princess. I should have beat this game. You know what? I don't remember if I got stuck on a level or if eventually I got bored of the game. I don't remember why I stopped playing. I got so far and I just never beat it for some reason. Maybe I did get stuck. Maybe there's a really hard level. Okay, so now we're getting to the bottom. This is the area that, again, you would never be able to see this on camera. So there's a lot of gems in here. Lunar 2, Eternal Blue, with the manual. Final Fantasy, Diablo, a lot of classics. And by the way, I have a really old YouTube video, like friggin' 10 years ago, where I bought this on eBay. This box came with almost all of these games in here are the original games that I bought with the box, but it also came with Valkyrie Profile 2. Where is that? Or Valkyrie Profile. Sorry, here it is. Valkyrie Profile was in the box. Castlevania was in there. Oh, it's still in there. Whole bunch of games. Paid $150. Shipped to my door, no tax. Free shipping. 150 Canadian dollars. It was a steal of a deal on eBay. People said that you can't get steal of a deals on eBay. Well, you can. You just need to be looking and get lucky, to be honest. Sealed Barbie. Sealed Genesis Barbie. Still has this sticker on it. All right, over here we get to the Wii. These are Yu-Gi-Oh! Speed Duel sealed booster boxes. And these are Sega Saturn and Sega CD games, in case you were not able to see those on video. These are sealed Wii U nunchucks. And this is just a SN30 Bluetooth gamepad. So this is the Wii U section. And what you cannot see on camera is that it eventually breaks off into a GameCube section. GameCube games. I'm missing Mario Party 5 and 4. I desperately need them both. One went up for auction today. I bid $69, and then I forgot about it, and some moron or smart SOB ended up winning the auction for $70. He outbid me by $1, And I bid 69 just to be funny. Like I was going to go higher. I just thought it was funny. Well, I forgot to bid higher, so I lost out on that one. 69 Canadian dollars, by the way. GameCube exclusive. And then again, what you cannot see. So this shelf space here is where all my other GameCube games will start to be placed. And here's some really interesting games. These have little fake rental replica cases. You can't see these on camera either. I've got some rare gems in here. DuckTales 2, Chippendale 2, Darkwing Duck, and A Nightmare on Elm Street. And I guess I have a second copy of Chip and Dale, and this is what the boxes look like. They're just like the old rental cases. See? Oh yeah, and I got DuckTales 2 there as well. DuckTales 2. Very rare game. Got Home Alone over here. Monster Party. Some pretty cool games. I've got a box for King of Dragons. It's really beat up, but that is my OG original. Okay, so here is the game throne. I've removed my chair just so that you can see more. This is the gaming room. That's the TV. And the shelves keep on going. So over here we have the actual consoles. And when I go to swap consoles, I will remove, if I don't want to play Dreamcast anymore and I want to swap it with, say, PS2, I'll move the PS2 and put it back on the shelf, or the Dreamcast on the shelf, and bring the PS2 over. So can't hook them all up at the same time. And real quick, inside this box is a bunch of boxes for retro games. Contra 3, Mystic Quest, Breath of Fire, King Arthur Knights of Justice, Zelda, Mario Party #1. Zelda's got a manual in there. That's CIB Zelda, pretty much. Combat Tribes. Secret of Evermore. These are my OG originals, by the way. Jimmy Connors Tennis. So over here is where I put the consoles that are not being used. Some of them are pending me selling them. Like you can see, I've got a GameCube down there, a GameCube here, which will be in a future pickup video, another GameCube here, but this is a special Pokemon GameCube. The one down there is also a Pokemon GameCube, and this is a regular GameCube. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 GameCubes. This Nintendo Wii is modded. It's got TurboGrafx 16 games on it. Then we get over to the Switch games. That's Trinity Trigger down in the corner there. So how I've divided these up is the ones down here, these are all for sale. A lot of them have been posted. Those PS4s, those are for sale. Not everything's been posted per se, but they are for sale. This is the divider for future pickup videos. So all of these games will be in future videos because these are my newest games. So that's a lot of games. And more coming. Eventually this whole shelf will be full. This is a sealed Peach Wii remote. Oh yeah, here's the bag I was talking about earlier. So some dumb lady sold me all of this stuff. Bag full of games. Let's open it. Okay, so remember, I already sold one of the Dragon Quest games for $135. I don't remember what it was. Sounds of Destruction, I know it's been going up in price because it's a hidden gem. So she gave me Sands of Destruction. So this is what's left. I got everything for $50 plus the rare Dragon Quest game that I sold for $125. Sands of Destruction, we got Black Sigil. This is also a rare, very expensive game. I haven't checked the prices recently, but I know that they've all gone up since the time that I bought them. That's for sure. This is also a hidden gem. I know that for a fact. And Sands of Destruction was a huge hidden gem. Sega game. This is Valkyrie Profile. We got Hotel Dusk, room 215. We got, what is this? Might and Magic, Destiny Soldier. Okay, interesting. We got Spectral Force Genesis. There's a Xbox 360 version of Spectral Force as well. That's actually a rare, little bit of a hidden gem game. Children of Mana, Square Enix. $50 for all of that, plus the Dragon Quest game that I sold for $125. So steal of a deal. That lady's been looking for me ever since. Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego, NES, Konami. Bet you didn't know Konami made that game. Came with an encyclopedia. I have the encyclopedia in that box. Got some Magic the Gathering up here. This is stuff, again, you wouldn't typically see. This is the Nintendo Wii stuff. This is the Divider, yet again. So all of those Wii games are recent pickups. There's a PS4 game in there just because it has nowhere else to go. This entire shelf will eventually be all Wii games. We got some Ninja Turtles. I'm going to be selling both of these eventually. Sealed Leos. We got some Yu-Gi-Oh! Starter decks. This is worth a fortune now. Brand new sealed. Last I checked, it was at like $200. I paid like, I don't know, 20 for it, 25. These are worth a fortune now as well. I got them before they started becoming super rare. Sealed, unopened. So there's two Kaibas. And there's Yugi. And those are Speed Duel decks. Some of the Speed Duel decks are rare. I'm missing two of them. Friggin' price went up to like $100. This is MetaZoo Speed Duel. These were $30 brand new when they first came out. Good luck getting one for that price now because it doesn't exist. This is also a Speed Duel box. It's a bunch of pre-made decks. Really fun. You can get your friends together, play 8-player Yu-Gi-Oh! Here we have Castlevania Collection, G Fuel, Limited Edition, Battletoads, not for sale. You want it? Give me $1,000. Macho Man, Randy Savage. Macho Man, Randy Savage, Be a Man, Rap CD. You want this? $9,000. Because it's not for sale otherwise. That's OG. I got that back in the day. O frickin' G. Okay, yeah. Back to the Wii's. So that's the Wii stuff. Then we move on to the PS2. All PS2. most underrated party game ever made, Jackass the Game. Two copies of Hit and Run, Wild Arms 4, Godzilla, then we move on to the PS3. My PS3 collection is pretty small in the grand scheme of things, but I've got all the bangers. I've got 2 copies, 50 Cent, 2 copies, 3D Dot Heroes, 2 copies, Under Defeat HD, Sealed, Lost Dimensions, Magus or Magus, Tales of Xillia, number 1 and 2, Folklore, 3 copies of The Godfather, the game, The Dawn's Edition, 3 copies. This is the one where some idiot ripped it. That's another story for another day. Let's pull up another copy. CIB. CIB. Shadows of the Damned. CIB. Silent Hill Downpour. CIB. 3D. Glasses compatible with 3D TV. Silent Hill Homecoming. All bangers. All bangers. El Shaddai. Banger. Armored Core. 4 Answer. Banger. Prices like $150, $160, $200 friggin' recent eBay sold listings. Canadian dollars. The Guided Fate Paradox. So, yeah, guess what? I don't have too many PS3 games, but I got all the best games. Alice Madness Returns. How many more you want? Blitz 2, The League. You want to keep going? White Knight Chronicles 2. Forget number 1. Here's number 2. Home Court, 2 copies. Driver, 2 copies. Alone in the Dark Inferno. PS3 exclusive. You want to keep going? You want to keep going? Xbox collection underneath that. Some collector editions. Various collector editions down here. Some 360 and a GameCube game that need to be moved. A Wii U game that needs to be moved. Some special edition Switch games. Then we move on to the 360, which is an entire shelf. And it needs more space. So the divider, again, that's the divider. And all those are recent pickups. And I've run out of space, so now I'm starting to have to stack them. Then we move over to this shelf over here. Shenmue 3 Complete Edition. Only a few thousand copies were ever made. Got that because it's super rare. Okay, so here is the Sega Genesis CIBs. Only some of those will be in some future videos. And basically the rest of this stuff, a lot of this stuff is future pickup stuff, like recent pickup stuff. And it doesn't move off of this shelf until it makes it into a video. So these GameCube games will go over to the GameCube section. Same with those N64 games. They'll go over to the N64 section after they've made it into a video. So, and I do have some Pokemon Elite Trainer boxes sealed, some MetaZoo, and some Tales of Aria from Flesh and Blood over in the corner there. Simpsons DVDs at the bottom. This is a very unorganized area. Some Super Nintendo in the CIB, some controllers, Super Nintendo again. Just lots of unorganized chaos, and a lot of it will get moved, and some of it's for sale. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. So a lot of stuff on the shelf is for sale. This entire wall, this whole section, these are games that are going up for sale. Some of them have already been posted, others I have yet to post. So those will be going up for sale. Like here's some other random stuff. This is going to go up for sale. ET I'm going to keep. And yeah. So some of it's for sale. So this is the best organization I can get for the time being until I get more shelves and figure out a way to better organize this stuff. And now I'm going to leave you with a bonus. I'm going to pull out a tub. I've got tubs full of other consoles and more stuff, but I don't have shelf space for that stuff, so it stays in tubs. It's not for display. But I'm going to show you a real freaking gem. All right, so I'm not going to take everything out of this tub, but I'm going to show you. I got all these a long time ago when they were cheap. This is a Pikachu console, N64. These ain't cheap. Smoke gray console, not cheap. Pikachu controller, N64, not cheap. Pikachu controller, oh, Pikachu console, sorry. Second one, that's two. Oh, what's this? 1, 2, 3 Pikachu controllers. Pokemon controller, sorry. 1, 2, 3 Pokemon controllers, 2 Pokemon consoles, 1 smoke gray, and an NES 4 score down there, and I'm sure there's some other stuff in here. I'm not going to take this tub out though. Just wanted you to know this is some stuff that's not on display. This is some special stuff that I like to leave in this tub until I figure out what I'm going to do with it. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please consider sharing it with friends and family, because our real goal is to get to over 9,000 subscribers. And when we get to over 9,000 subscribers, we're going to be doing an even bigger special. I got something real special planned. I'm going to be bringing your mother here on the show. Oh yeah, your mother is going to be standing right here next to me, and we're going to be playing Gang Beasts all night. It's your mother's favorite game. We're going to be playing it all night. Oh yeah, no breaks. We don't take breaks when it comes to Gang Beasts. How about you share the video with your mother? She'd probably have some interest in some of these bangers over here. Your mother loves bangers. She's getting bangers every weekend. Especially Friday nights. I go to meet her downtown, 69 Ave, Bangerville Street. She's there all night, buddy.